Hi everybody, welcome back to Syl Cat Chat. I'm Syl, she's Cat.
I'm Cat.
Happy
Hello.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Day.
It is February 14th, 2021. And so, what are you doing today, Cat? Do you have any plans?
I'm chilling with my co-host right here. He's my
Very
my
sharp
man
fellow.
this
He comes
Valentine's Day.
correct. He comes saying I love you straight out, so that's good.
Yes. I'm single this Valentine's Day, so no big plans, but a lot
That's
of
all right.
self-love. not that
Wink, wink.
kind of. Don't
No.
go there. But no, yeah, I plan on just probably maybe this evening going to the casino because that's something that you can do alone that I don't need a date for. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And I didn't get any Valentine's Day gifts per se today, like I said, but on Friday at work, I got 2 Valentine's Day hugs and a nice single rose from people who do appreciate me. So I was excited about that because little things go a long way, especially when you are alone this year on Valentine's Day. So if there's any singles out there, don't
Amen.
fret.
So true.
Just
And
keep
you look so good too. Your makeup's all done nice and you're looking good, so you got to go use that somewhere. So enjoy the casino. Hey,
all
go to the
dressed up,
casino.
no
That's what I
place
say.
to go.
But so for me, I mean, honestly, I am in a relationship, but we're not big Valentine people. It's just not our thing. And it's mostly me. He would do Valentine's things. He did for years, and I just told him that that's just not my thing. I'd much rather he tell me I love you or show me he loves me on June the 13th in the middle of nowhere, just because I feel like you should tell people you love them and appreciate them and show them that year round. I don't need an overpriced bouquet or anything to tell me that. So that's just me though. I'm not against, lots of people love it and it's great. And I actually used to do things for my kids for Valentine's Day before they got Valentines, because we got that from mom. Mom used to do that for us.
Yeah, I think Dad used to
C's
do that
candy.
too. He'd get a box of C's candy hearts or something. Yeah. Well, I don't have any kids, so I couldn't do that. But if I did, yeah, I would do Easter baskets and Valentines for your little Valentines. So yeah. I'm not huge on big, large shows of affection, especially now during this pandemic. I mean, you're not going to do any romantic candlelit dinners at a restaurant. You're not going to go for any, dancing out for the evening. So I think for this Valentine's Day anyway, if you just, cook your honey breakfast, share a nice meal together, share a bottle of wine, maybe just share affectionate things like, this is why I love you. I mean, one of the best things that I ever sent somebody that I know mattered to them was I just made my own poem.
That's thoughtful.
These are the reasons I love you, specific to me and that person. And I said, if you ever doubt that I love you, pull this poem out and read it. And these are all the reasons. And I looked at it the other day and I'm like, I would still mean those same things because I still feel those things about that person. So I feel like those kind of things and just cuddling with your honey, guys do all those things us women like that you totally hate. You can watch a chick flick with her and cuddle with her and she's gonna love that. And ladies, put it on them. So yeah, I think that even during the pandemic, you can find ways to just tell people you love them. And for your little Valentines and people that that are singles and don't have a Valentine, just letting them know, hey, will you be my Valentine?
I have a couple of in-home Valentine things that you can do that are inexpensive. Yeah. You can have a living room dance party. You turn on some of your favorite old school slow jams and slow dance with your honey. There's a bubble bath. That's always a good time. Bubble bath and wine. A paint night. You can actually get supplies from Michael's or Walmart, inexpensive canvases, and then go on YouTube and type in paint night. And there are some really awesome, easy tutorials for us less talented people who are not like artistic, but it's just something fun to do with your honey with a glass of wine. Living room paint night. So yeah, those are just some fun things to do that are not expensive, and improvise. Keep it fresh.
I've seen that. I've seen people do that at like a wine bar, a paint night and stuff. And I've never been on one, but I've always wanted to go. So that's on my to-do list, but it's not going to happen this evening, but yeah.
You can do it at home. I've done it at home with girlfriends. Yeah, and with
Yeah,
Toby.
I know.
So
You
yeah.
just said, yeah.
And living room picnic. Man, last night Toby grilled us some steaks. He went to the grocery store, got some steaks, baked potatoes, and honestly, that steak was better than some I've had at Outback. So I mean, keep it, bring it home. It's still a good time. So what are we drinking today, Kat?
Yes. Oh, you guys are all with me today to try out Sylvia's suggested Smirnoff Ice Raspberry. And so I'm going to give it a try, and I have never had one of these before, so I'm doing this for the first time with you and for Sylvia by request, so let me see. Yeah, I like it. It tastes like a wild berry Seagram's almost, or I've had another kind of brand, and yeah, I could drink these all day. And the good thing is that like you could drink a few of these and not even realize that it's doing anything to you in about a half hour.
To me, it tastes like a raspberry creamsicle. Like it's,
I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our Valentine drink. It's pink. It's delicious. It's raspberry. Y'all should give it a try.
Go get you some. It was hard for
They
me
have
to
it at
find
our Walmart. It's not hard for me.
I went to 3 different stores, but they didn't have it. I shop at Rayleigh's and they didn't have it. And then I went to Food Max in one store and they didn't have it. So then I tried another.
Did you try
Food
Walmart?
Max, and they had it. And I saw.
Okay, because
Walmart
has
Walmart, it, and that's close to me. Yeah. Okay, so you guys go out and try this if you haven't already. It is very good. Smirnoff
Very
Ice
good.
Raspberry.
So since we recommended possibly a movie night in with your Valentine, or even if it's solo, you know what? My daughter, she's single this year. One of them is, and she had a Galentine's Day. So you can get together with some girlfriends, some of your best girlfriends, and treat each other. She brought a cheese platter, and they drank some wine, and you know she's 21 now, so it's okay. And they had a Galentine's Day. So support your girlfriends, you know. And you know the thing is, both of her girlfriends have boyfriends, or even one is married, and they still had a Galentine's Day with Celine. So I just thought that was so sweet. So when you do that,
nice.
what are your top 2 movie picks, Kat? When you wanna, what's your favorite rom-com?
Well, romantically, mushy-wise, it's The Notebook. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. If you haven't, you're totally missing out, because that's like a love story that's going to be a classic, 20, 50 years from now. So I definitely love The Notebook. Young love, and then she meets somebody else because they part ways because of the war, and then she finds this guy who's ideally perfect on paper. So she's just lucky in this movie because she's got 2 hot guys to choose from. There's no going wrong. She couldn't make a wrong choice. Either one was going to work. But, and then it has a little twist if you don't already know it at the end. So it's a beautiful movie. So that would be my favorite mushy movie. And then I like classic movies. I'm sure if you haven't read the book, you should read the book first and then watch the movie. But I recommend Wuthering Heights. The main character, her name's Catherine.
She's biased.
That's why I like that movie. Yes, but Wuthering Heights, the love story between Heathcliff and Catherine. So I'm more of a mushy person. I don't really watch funny Valentine's movies very often, but Sylvia said she's got some recommendations for some that I might like. So go ahead, Siv. Which ones would you watch?
I think I'm
mushy.
less mushy actually. I really like when Harry Met Sally. That's a classic. Those of you who don't know, that's the classic. Can guys and girls be friends? And it's a comedy. We've established
they can fake it. They fake it. They fake it. They all want to
but it's hilarious. It's played to perfection by Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal, and so it's a really great. If you haven't seen it, I don't know where you've been, but you should see it. Crazy Stupid Love, I think, is a little lesser known, but it's such a realistic story. It's about a couple who got together when they were really young, right in high school, married young, drifted apart. And they kind of find their way back to each other after a pause of really hurting each other and doing some damage. So I know it doesn't sound romantic, but it's so real. And I think I could relate to it, I mean, but how they came together in the end and learned to, and remembered what they appreciated about each other was really good. And then, yeah.
I think I'm going to have to check that one out.
And it's got some eye candy in it. Ryan Gosling plays the boyfriend of their daughter, Emma Stone. So
Hey, do you guys see a trend here? Ryan Gosling is in The Notebook also.
Yeah.
So
and
Ryan
then the classic
Gosling
I'd recommend, of course, if is Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing is like got the best one of the best soundtracks ever.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
baby.
just, I mean, that's just fun. That always, that's just a classic. But anyhow, so that's what we'd watch on Valentine's Day, and if Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day, but really, what would you like for Valentine's Day? We were talking earlier, and I was like, for Valentine's Day, you know what I would like is, I actually recommended that people invest in their relationship. Like, read a book together, something that's, enriching your relationship. I mean, because candy and teddy bears and all those things are nice, but there's no substitution for a time investment. I don't mean it. You're adorable. But but no, like, really, what speaks to, I feel like, to me as a woman is an investment of time. Like, to really show me that you care about our relationship and you're willing to invest something that's not just a quick drop of some money, but an actual investment in learning and growing together. I feel like that's romantic to me. But speaking of that, I did a marriage conference this weekend, right?
Yes. I'm sorry I missed it. I would love to attend.
So yeah, that's actually Toby and I have been to several marriage conferences over the year, and basically they vary from all kinds. It's like sometimes there's a getaway where you go somewhere together and you're just like, you attend all these different workshops and things like that. But lately, there's been these that are just more in town, like at a hotel at the ocean front or something like that. But the idea is that you get couples there and there's a speaker or multiple speakers, and you guys go through different activities together and learn different tools for communication. And it's just really a really awesome time. Well, this year we were asked to be the hosts, which was very new for us, because we're just those people who feel like, what? We're still works in progress. Like, how are we going to talk to people? But I think it was just time. We've been poured into for a lot of years by a lot of different people, and it was time for us to pour out. So yeah, it was wonderful. We opened it up to 20 couples because it had to keep it smaller because of the pandemic and the size of the space and social distancing. But we sold out all 20 couples. So we had 20 couples. We had 4 virtual and 16 in person. So it was really great. And some of the takeaways, some of the subjects were, session 1 was called Love Happens. And it's all about explaining how, 2 people come together and you're bringing an entire history with each of you. I mean, totally different upbringings. The whole leave and cleave principle. Kathy and I have talked about that before, where, as a wife, it is your husband's responsibility and your responsibility to leave your family of origin. And that person, your spouse, becomes the most important person, period, above everyone else. And that's not to say that you are not a devoted daughter or son to your parents, but your spouse is priority, no question. It's you two against the world, and that's just the way it should be. And it's just it doesn't work otherwise. The second was love fades. Like, what do you do when the giggly feelings are over? When you don't
give up. Don't give up, especially
Yes.
if you marry younger, because you watch too many of these romantic movies and you read too many of these romantic novels, and you get this idea, this fairy tale of what love is. And as soon as you hit where you're not all, googly-eyed over your spouse, you start thinking, oh, is this it? And then you want to get divorced. No, don't do it.
Very true.
Learn to hang in there and put in the work. You have to nurture the relationship. I feel like my first marriage, I married really young, and I have nothing but regret to this day. So please, people, do put in the work. Go see your church. My sister's seminar that she talked about, they offer those for folks. You don't have to necessarily go to a marriage counselor per se. Not that I'm against that, I'm for that. But I found like the best points of my relationship was when we were attending these free church seminars with couples of different ages, newlyweds, people who've been married 30 years, people who've been married 50 years, people thinking about getting married. And this investment, if I was there, I would have totally went to this seminar. And I can't stress that enough. Just put in the work, folks.
Yeah, it's worthwhile, and that's kind of, we actually did talk about that, the Walt Disney syndrome, we call it, where you're fed this from a very young age that you're going to meet your prince and live happily ever after, and that is a lie. It is a lie. Let's just be honest. Yes, there are going to be happy times, but there are going to be hard times. There are going to be times where you want to choke each other out. There's going to be times where you want to walk away because it's too hard. That's everybody's thing. It's irreconcilable. We cannot possibly get along. And I get that. I've been there. Trust me, there's no question. I've been there. But it's worth the fight.
I'm there now.
Yeah. And it's,
I'm there now, and I'm willing to do counseling because I know that there is no moving forward. It's put a fork in it. It's done if we don't get outside help. There's no trying to fix it ourselves because we've done that. We've tried, and we're not successful. So I know that for the relationship that I am separated from right now, for us to move forward, because it is a marriage, if we were to move forward, it's going to need outside help. We're going to need to seek outside counseling. And that's okay.
That's the thing.
I'm not ashamed of that.
No, not at all. You shouldn't. I wish that we could just completely destigmatize this needing help being a problem, because you know what? It's a wise choice. We actually stressed at this conference, because people can come to a conference and get all these new tools and learn all this information, and then they're on this high, and then they can just plummet back into old habits. So we actually made it a point to offer follow-up. We're doing follow-up in the form of counseling if it's needed, an 8-week small group study that can be online or in person, and what we're calling marriage allies, which are just mentors. It's a couple that will come alongside you, meet with you a couple times a month, go through a book with you, just a couple that you can feel like you can learn something from. I've had those in my life, and I'm so thankful for them. I have 2 couples right now in their 60s and in their 80s who have just been everything to us, because they are an example. Hey, we can get there. They're there, and they're not perfect, but they're just willing to be, this is the most important thing, a couple who is not your family, because they are unbiased. They are for you as a couple, not for you as an individual. Because like my mom, Kathy's mom, she will fight you for us, and she will always think we're right. But we don't need someone to tell us we're right. We need someone to tell us, in fact, when we're wrong. Because, unconditional love is great, but honesty is better. And so yeah, we're calling them marriage allies, and we're telling people, we're like, hey, marriage is a battle. Y'all are going to go up against some obstacles. Do you want a couple to come alongside and fight with you? And we had 5 couples sign up for that. They do want someone to come alongside them and pour into them. So, and I've already got people signed up for the follow-up study. So I'm just feeling like we were able to do something, even though we're not perfect and we've got a lot of room to grow. Somehow we were able to share some truths with people, and it went really well. So I'm really thankful.
Yeah, it's just nice to hear sometimes that you're not the only one, because people don't always share their business. Some people are very vocal and share their self, but then you might be that type of person, but your mate might be dealing with a lot on their own because they're more of a closed up person who doesn't like to discuss, so they're not venting to anybody, so they're not getting any support. So it's nice to have, like you said, marriage allies, you called them, people who don't quit at the drop of a hat. You don't want to hang around the people who are complaining about their spouse.
No,
it can
be a complaining party real quick.
You hate your spouse party. You're just fueling the fire. Like, yeah, mine does that too. Oh, we should just leave them. I'm had enough of this. That's not going to help you. You need to hang around people who understand that marriage is work, and it takes time and effort, and can tell you the tools or experiences that they've had and how they overcame those problems that they did experience that were similar to yours. Don't hang around a bunch of single people, because single people just want you to be single too, so they don't have to do shit alone. So make sure that you get the right people in your life, because they're not helping you. You're gonna go down even quicker. Awful, bad.
Yeah. I definitely believe that, and I'm really thankful.
Tell us something.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tell us something that was a key. Tell us something that was a key takeaway for you that you learned from them versus what they learned from you.
See, that's it's not that I didn't learn anything, because there's always room to grow. It's just that Toby and I have been to so many of these that it's like, but no, I did highlight one thing that I thought was really important that did speak to me, and it's the purpose of marriage. And one was, marriage is not primarily about you. So that's something that we have backwards in our society. But this was really good. It is just as important to become the right person as it is to find the right person. So marriage is constantly, and as a person, we should be becoming more than what we came in as, like more vulnerable, more humble, more understanding, more open to growth, And then this one really got me, because being married at 18, I have often questioned this. The myth of the one is not biblical. The one you married is the one with whom you are to make a life. Because I would talk myself in the hard times, and I would say, oh, well, I married Toby when I was 18, so how could that have been God's will? Surely this is not where I'm supposed to be, but that's not true. He's the one, because he's the one I'm married to. So yeah, there's not some elusive the one out there that I'm missing out on because I'm married to Toby. I'm missing out on pouring into this relationship and actually making it into something great. It can be great, I just have to actually pour into it. So yeah, because like I said, I have tried to justify that in times past, like especially when things were hard. Like, oh, how could he?
You sent me that first thing that you talked about how you say that again.
The one about becoming the right person, or
they're not there. Yeah, they're not there.
Yeah.
You.
Marriage is not primarily about you.
Purpose.
It's not. It's not about them making you happy. Have we ever considered when we entered a marriage that it's what we can do for that person? Like, I mean, if we...
Exactly. That was the point I was trying to make, is people make a list all the time. This is what I'm looking in a person. They got to make this amount of money. They got to be this tall. They got to be this type of person. They got to be athletic, nice body. They got all these crazy lists of things they do. But besides making the list of what you're looking for, make a list of what you bring to the table. Because you'll find yourself liking yourself a little more and holding people up to a higher standard if you first realize what you bring to the table. Stop thinking about what they can give you. What do you bring? Because you're asking for all of this, and if you make your list and you got maybe 3-4 good things, maybe you should beef up your list and become that much more, because those are the people that you're going to attract. You tend to attract like or similar people. So if you want all these things in an individual, you got to become all these things as an individual, so that you'll have that attraction and you're at that same level. Right. So I write myself a list of what is good about me, because it's funny, because your mama will tell you this, because my mom you're a single successful girl. Like, you got to tell yourself, okay, what do I bring to the table?
Amen.
I make people laugh. Like, I've had big conversations with people, men. I mean, men don't like to talk. I've had 3-hour conversations with gentlemen that, and I'm getting them to talk. They're not just listening. To me, that's actually a good quality. Can you carry on a conversation with somebody? Are you independent? Are you a giver, versus just a receiver? No, stop the gimme, and give, and open your heart up. Do you have a good heart? Are you a solid person? Are you trustworthy? Do you deal with people with integrity? Put your list of what you do, then that way you'll say, hey, yeah, I am a pretty good catch, and yeah, I'm going to hold out and not fall for this F-boy over here when I've got a lot to offer. So I think that goes with what you were saying, is, become who it is that you want to attract.
Yeah,
and remember
definitely.
that it's not just about you and what you're getting, but what are you giving?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I
So
hope
that's
you guys
the main.
all have a great Valentine's Day.
Definitely. And that's, she nailed it. Everything that you just said is 100% true. I mean, you just have to try to become a better you all the time. And being cute's not enough. It's just not, you know, that's not okay, because you can have a wonderful outside, but if your inside is ugly, that's not gonna last, you know. I mean, you definitely have to have, like she said, be a good listener, care about how they're feeling, you know. Like, I don't know, I just have learned that over time, certainly. Like, I want to be a better person.
And you don't want somebody who
No.
who only likes you because you're pretty. It's not a good feeling to be liked just because you're pretty, because then you want to ask them, well, what is it that you like about me? And when they're not naming off a few good things, really, that's probably the only thing they do like about you is you're cute.
And that's
or
sad.
You're available.
I don't want that. I won't.
Yeah, and that's really sad. And they won't value you, therefore they won't treat you very well.
Well, we will leave it.
You don't want
we
to
will
do
leave
that.
it at that. I'm really thankful for that I had this opportunity, and I'm thankful for Kathy and this time that we get to have together, and for you guys for taking the time to be with us today. So just to recap, go grab yourself some Smirnoff Ice Raspberry. Like I said, for Valentine's Day, a really good investment is to actually, like I said, do a study together, read a book, go to a conference, something that's going to be a worthy investment beyond the day. Okay? Thanks so much, you guys. Have a good rest of your week.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Mwah.